This is probably going to be one of the more embarrassing videos that I release, so let's begrudgingly start. I decided it would be fun to compile all the questions that I have that are either inappropriate or would make me look stupid into one video so I could get it all out of my system. I'm probably not the first person to have these questions, but I am most likely the first person to say it on a public platform at running the risk of looking stupid, which I will. So let's begin. Alright, first question, and I'm sorry in advance for what I'm about to say. Do girls feel proud when they take a really big shit? Because guys do. It's really stupid and it's really juvenile, but guys, whether they admit it or not, there is an unspoken little bit of like pride that comes from taking a giant shit. And if there are any guys out there that are considering leaving a comment trying to throw me under the bus to go like, wow, I don't do that. That must be a you thing. You're a goddamn liar. I don't imagine that that's a male exclusive thing, but also at the same time, I don't know, I kind of feel like girls might be a little bit better than that. Also, do people have blind fetishes? Like, you know how like some people fetishize the disabled? Does that happen with blind people? Like, are there real people out there that like look at an able-bodied person and go like, oh yeah, that's not my type, but the moment she puts on sunglasses and a cane, all of a sudden, what a woogo, now what a babe. Like I know that that's such a stupid question, but people fetishize literally everything, that I'm sure someone must have a blind fetish, and if so, what's the thought process there? Also, how the fuck do electric eels work? Like, they're just electric? It's like, it's a power outlet combined with a water snake? That doesn't make any I can't, like, biologically wrap my head around how that works. And also, that description, that's just a Pokemon. An electric eel is just a real-life Pokemon, and we're just like, we just let it go as if that isn't insane? That's weird, right? Also, why do parents name their male children shit like Haley and Leslie? That just kind of feels mean a little bit. Same with the name Guy. That just feels disrespectful. Like, I get there might be a historical context or like the name runs in the family or something, but like surely you must be aware that you are setting your child up to be made fun of throughout all of school. Why are you signing them up for that? That's kind of fucked up. You've bestowed on your child a 100% chance of being bullied because it's too easy of a shot to take. Maybe don't do that to your kid. I don't know. Do rich people actually spend money on those, like, fancy eggs? And if so, why the fuck would they do that? I have no idea if that's, like, a cartoon thing, or if that's actually real, that, like, rich people go, oh, $4,000 for an egg that will just sit there. Yeah, I'll grab it. Also, how come tattoo artists ask for your budget as if it fucking matters? Because I don't think it ever does. If I say my budget is 400 and you say 600, why not just lead with 600? Or just give your best estimate right off the gate. Why do I have to play like the Price is Right in order to get what? That's so weird. I'm not complaining. I love and respect all my tattoo artist friends. It's just that's one aspect that I don't really get it. I understand that tattoos are totally a sliding scale and you kind of want to know how much quality you want out of a person, but regardless of whatever budget I give, they just say a different number. Like, so why even bother? I feel like it might kind of be so you could sort of scam people. Like if a tattoo is valued at like $600 and they say 1,000, their budget is 1,000, you could just go, yeah, it's worth 1,000. And that's kind of scummy, but at the same time, get that bag, I get it. My budget is whatever you ask for plus a tip. I would love to just say that, but socially that would make me sound dickish and standoffish, but like that's what it is. I don't understand the social rules around that, but so if a tattoo artist could tell me, I'd be genuinely interested, because I'm sure I'm just missing something. And by the way, just a quick disclaimer before I move forward. Even though this is a comedy video, all of the questions that I have in this video are actually genuine, and does not have the intent of offending anyone. Some of the questions I have in this video, relate to like disabilities and religion, etc. And it just might be perceived as me mocking, and I really want to squash that before we continue, that all the questions I have are genuine, and I'm not just trying to be edgy or an asshole. I know I totally just butchered the fun mood that we had with such a serious disclaimer, but I want to make sure it's obvious because the point of this video is to have a fun time and mostly kind of laugh at me. So yeah, let's continue. What does heroin feel like? I really want to know. I do not want to do it. I just want someone to describe it to me as accurately as possible, you know what I mean? A handful of my friends have actually been addicted in the past, and thankfully they're all fully recovered, and I've always kind of wanted to ask. I would never do it because it would be horribly inappropriate and potentially like triggering a relapse if I asked them to describe what it was like, but I'm just curious, man. It would be impossible to give a description without feeling uncomfortable if you're a recovered addict. Like, I never want to put anyone through that situation, but at the same time, I want to know, man. So, people who suffer from, I believe it's pronounced pica, like the people on TLC that eat inanimate objects as food. People who have pica. I'm sorry, but what does your poop look like? I really do not want to know the answer to that question, and at the same time, I really want to know. And don't look at me like I'm weird for being kinda curious. If you live off of a goddamn diet of human hair and couch cushions, I want to know what the end result of that looks like, you know, for science. It's an unbelievably disgusting question, but I want to know what it looks like. Don't send me pictures. Like, I don't really want to know, but I kind of want to know. What the fuck does the word honky mean? What are they honking? I don't understand that I'm afraid to say it because I don't really know what it even means. It might be something totally offensive that I'm just totally unaware of, and in that case, I am sorry immediately. But just I don't know what the word honky means, and I don't know why it's an insult. It just reminds me of a goose. Also, why did we let the Black Eyed Peas get away with this? Because I feel like it went weirdly under the radar a little bit. The song literally starts off with Fergie saying the R word that I'm not gonna say, singing it and trying to sound as sexy as possible while singing the R word. And we just kind of let them. And I'm not calling for like a cancellation or anything. It's just weird that like socially we all collectively saw that happen and then just simultaneously decided to just never bring it up again. And also, why do Scottish people say arse still? Like, it's the ugliest word to refer to the human ass on the planet. Why haven't they phased it out yet? Arse sounds literally closer to a hateful slur than like any other terminology for butt. I think it's really cool that everywhere has like different like dialect and different terms for stuff. I think that that's awesome, except for the word arse. That's the one exception where I just think we need to just kill that word. Why? Alright, why, oh Jesus. Why do we accept the Amish as a legitimate tradition? That's the cultiest cult I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm sorry, but like, imagine me pitching the idea of being Amish for the first time to you. You'd be like, oh, he's starting a cult, and also he's insane, and I need to call someone. If you think this is a cult, I got bad news. This is way more of a cult in like every single way. I mean, this one doesn't have to cosplay like it's the 1800s. Do you know who does? I mean, with as little offense as possible. It's just like, objectively, that's like the cultiest thing I've ever seen, and it's weirdly flying under the radar. And also, you know how they put yogurt in stuff like shampoo and body wash? Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? I've been pretending that statement made sense my entire life and just never worked up the courage to go, what do you mean there's yogurt in this body wash? Obviously, I know they're not talking about this type of yogurt, but like, I don't really know what else to picture. See, I even have body wash that has yogurt in it. I don't know what that means, and I rub it on my skin. It's really good though. I recommend it. It smells yummy. And like, the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. Like, doesn't yogurt have dairy in it, and doesn't dairy spoil if it's not being like refrigerated? And therefore, by leaving this bottle for months in just my uncooled bathroom, wouldn't that cause it to spoil or something? And if it does spoil, it's a little bit contradictory that I'm using it as fucking soap. I obviously know I'm wrong and I'm just not understanding something, but I still just don't get it. I feel bad asking this. Do blind people have a sense of fashion, like visually? I don't know if that's an original question or like an ignorant, insensitive one, but I don't know the answer. Do you have to have a defined aesthetic prior to becoming blind in order to have a visual aesthetic? Or if you're just blind from birth, do you just never develop one? Like, are there blind goth people out there, or are there none in existence because their parents had to pick out their clothes for them and then until they were in their 20s or some shit? And I know that goth culture obviously stems from goth music, and anyone can listen to that. I mean, unless if you're deaf. But at the same time, goth has such a defined visual aesthetic with like the makeup, the hairstyle, and the clothes that I feel might just be exclusively tied to people with the privilege who can see. And I feel really awkward asking this question because I really don't want to offend anyone. Like, obviously blind folks have like, you know, their own preferences and tastes and stuff like that, but does that extend to visual styles if vision is off limits to them? If anyone knows the answer, I would really appreciate it, but please don't think that I'm trying to be a dick. I'm genuinely asking. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm 22 years old and I'm not entirely sure what mayonnaise is still. I think it's eggs. I don't know. And if it is eggs, then how come we as a society don't acknowledge that we're rubbing egg paste on every sandwich and just calling it something different? Like, that's weird, right? Oh, and also, why do speed bumps say speed hump only sometimes? Is it like a regional thing, like pop versus soda? Like some places say hump, other places say bump. Like, is that a thing? And if it is a regional thing, how come I've never heard a single goddamn person verbally say, oh, it's a hump. It's a speed hump. And I've never heard anyone say that. I feel like they just wanted an excuse to make a vaguely sexual sign because it's funny. And also, why does your heart have to hurt whenever you go through emotional turmoil? That seems like adding insult to injury. I don't get that. Like, a girl said some mean words to me and now I'm gonna have a mini heart attack every time I think about it for like the next 3 years. I don't know if there's a god or what, but like that just seems cruel, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's poetic that when you feel emotional pain, it manifests as physical pain, but fuck you though, that's shitty, why would you do that? I'm apologizing preemptively for these next two because I really truly don't want to offend anyone. Is it offensive for me to occasionally walk around my house and say, my hero, in like the same voice that they do in My Hero Academia for like one of the little songs that they use? Because on one hand, I am kind of imitating a foreign person's voice and I don't like that, feels mocking and I don't like that. But at the same time, it kind of sounds like a mildly Japanese Christopher Walken singing a song, and that's really funny and I want to reference that as frequently as possible. And also, oh no, so Sean Paul's Temperature. If you don't remember that song from the early 2000s, please look it up in a new tab right now. Is it racist to sing along to that song with an accent? Because I genuinely don't know how to approach singing this song. Like, I don't know if that's horribly inappropriate or not, like, because I really could see it going either way. On one hand, if you sing along to the song without an accent, it literally doesn't sound like the song. But the moment you put on the green banana voice, it all of a sudden you go, oh, Sean Paul's Temperature. Yeah, that's a good song. I like that song. Overall, I think singing songs with accents is a little bit weird, but like the Sean Paul Temperature example, it borderline feels necessary to sing along with the song, so I don't really know if the accent is appropriate. Which, seriously though, if what I just said was inappropriate or not cool, I am sorry. I'm asking those questions very genuinely. You know the whole stereotype of like people on the spectrum not being able to pick up on social cues? Is it just me, or do people who have no mental illnesses suck way fucking more at picking up on social cues by like a lot? I'm kind of going off the rails here, but here's a real conversation that I've had multiple different times, and here's how it goes with neurodivergent people versus people who are apparently great at picking up on social cues. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Hey man, sorry if this is a weird question, but I've kind of always been curious. Why do you always wear the hat? Oh yeah, sure. Well, it keeps like the hair out of my eyes and mouth, which I really appreciate. Since I have OCD, if I'm not wearing it, it's like distracts me. I feel naked and uncomfortable. Same with my left wrist. I'm either wearing a long sleeve or I'm wearing a bracelet, so pretty much no one ever gets to see my left wrist. Plus, I save a shit ton of money on like not getting my roots dyed like every fucking month since I just cover it up. It's just a weird mental illness thing of like I like to keep my wrists and head covered. It just makes me feel safe. That like I don't know why. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, do you want to go get some food later? That's how that conversation goes with people on the spectrum. They understand it pretty much instantly and know when to leave it once the conversation is over. Now let's see how that conversation goes whenever I have that discussion with someone who doesn't have any mental illnesses. It's gonna seem like an exaggeration, but I shit you not, I've had this exact exchange happen about 20 times my entire life. This is what it looks like. Why do you wear that? What, the hat or the wrist thing? Because I actually wear both because I have OCD, and if I'm not wearing it, I feel kind of unsafe, and but it's not an inconvenience. I actually like the way that they look, so I don't care about the wrist thing. What's the real reason though? I like it. I don't know. I didn't give a fake reason to begin with, but yeah, I like it, I guess. Yeah, but why? Because I do. I don't know how to handle this. It's just weird. I mean, yeah, I'm mentally ill. Like, I don't know, it just feels like you're keeping it a secret. Like, what are you hiding? I've posted a bunch of pictures and videos over the, it's literally my Twitter profile picture. Okay. So how come you don't like not wearing it? Where is all that picking up on social cues I've heard so much about? Cause boy oh boy have I never fucking seen it. And it sucks that it puts me in a corner where I have to get defensive just because I'm dealing with neurotypicals who are incapable of picking up on social cues and just understanding a simple fucking thing. Trying to explain any sort of weird OCD thing to someone who's neurotypical genuinely feels like explaining empathy to a Republican. They just do not get it no matter what you say. Anyways, shout out people on the autism spectrum. You're so much easier to talk to. Since I know I'm not alone in having questions that are either kind of stupid or mildly inappropriate, if you feel comfortable and if you have one, please drop it in the comments because I would like to read it. And also I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that I made a video that did pretty well numbers wise, you could say. My subscriber count doubled and hit the edgy number, and then that also doubled and then grew way past that number as well. So thank you to all the new people who are here, since apparently it's mostly new people. Hi. I do have a spiritual successor to this video that will hopefully be my next video. Kind of weird that some people watched that video and came to the conclusion that I hate free speech and metal, and I hate anything that touches on anything sensitive, which I feel like you could pretty much completely debunk by looking at me for a single second. This video isn't me making a statement. It's just it's a wacky game show from a comedy YouTuber. Why were some of you so angry? People get really weirdly defensive when you even remotely lightly criticize sexism. That's really weird, but all weird backlash over nothing aside, I'm really happy all of you are here. I know it kind of goes without saying if you've gone back and watched my previous videos, but since there's a lot of new people here, I just thought it wouldn't hurt just to say that I like doing a lot of different kinds of videos on this channel. Sometimes it's like gaming related shit, sometimes it's like metal related goofs, sometimes it's like stories in the form of stand-up, which I guess is kind of what this video falls under. I don't want to ever feel pinned down to making one specific kind of content just because I feel like that'd be really creatively stifling and not very fun. So regardless of whatever I make, rest assured that if I upload it, it's something that I am personally happy with, and it's something that I think is worth your time. I'm getting kind of sappy, and this ending has already gone on way too long, but ever since I was 13, I really wanted to be a YouTuber, and I've been working hard making content on here for 2 years, so to finally get like a little bit of success is something that I have kind of waited my entire life for, really. And I just wanted to say that I'm very grateful, like genuinely. And even if this video is a flash in the pan success-wise, I'm still dedicated to making enjoyable content for as long as I can. So thank you for being here, consider doing these things, and also if I said anything in this video that was even remotely offensive, I'm so sorry. I love you, thanks for being here, and see you next time. I just got done filming a video, and that's all good fun and whatnot, but I didn't have a chair at the appropriate height, so I just used my trash can, and I think I ruined it.